What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update. So I want to break down some technicals going over S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, and I also want to break down from a technical standpoint a handful of stocks and one cryptocurrency that as of now are on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today we had a mixed day in the markets, guys, with the Russell 2000 and the Dow Jones going down 0.09%, whereas the Nasdaq went up 0.81% and the S&P 500 went up 0.42%. However, guys, and despite the fact that both the S&P and the Nasdaq went up today, we had a lot of weakness inside these two indices. So for the most part, the heavy lifting was carried out by a handful of stocks, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and so forth, plus the semiconductor stocks, SMH, the ETF that tracks most of the semiconductor or the most important semiconductor stocks of the markets, guys, went up today 4%. Absolutely unbelievable. And Tesla obviously kept on going up. So we had a weekday in general terms in the markets where only a handful of stocks did the heavy lifting. And take a look at this, guys. This is something that is worth pointing out. The 10-year Treasury yield today got absolutely killed. It went down 3.48%. And obviously, guys, this is good news for the most part for those who are investing in tech growth and higher multiple stocks, such as myself, because I am a long-term investor in Tesla and NIO. So this is good news. And I'm thinking, guys, that the next support in technical terms for the 10-year Treasury yield is going to be 1.44%. As of now, the 10-year Treasury yield is at 1.52%. So I'm thinking that if tomorrow or if in the upcoming days, the 10-year Treasury yield keeps on dropping, the next foreseeable area of support is going to be 1.44%, which happens to be a former area of support back from mid-June. And we can also make the case that this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart is very likely to back up the area of support that I just told you about at 1.44%. So, and since the 10-year Treasury yield got killed today, guess what happened with the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, guys? The financial sector got absolutely killed today, going down 1.31%. I actually have a small 50-share position on Capital One. I am holding my shares. And take a look at this, guys. The financial sector at some point today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was down almost 2%. Absolutely killed. We saw a bloodbath when it comes to the financial sector. And obviously, guys, the two best performing sectors today was technology, which went up 1.56%, followed by consumer discretionary, basically because Tesla and Amazon had a very solid day. So we had a weekday in the markets that might be signaling, guys, the key word is might, that we are about to see a retracement, a healthy retracement. I am not calling out a top in the S&P and the Nasdaq 100, but we have to see a retracement sooner rather than later because we are extremely overbought. And before going over the indices, I wanted to tell you guys, I was about to forget about this, that today we had weekly jobless claims coming out, totaling 269,000 last week, better than the 275,000 estimate. So we got good news when it comes to the jobs market. And now let me show you guys two trades that I closed in a successful way in today's trading session. Carnival Cruise. So on October 26th, I purchased 200 shares of CCL at $22.41, paying $4,481, and today I sold out of these 200 shares at $23.36, and I was paid $4,672. I ended up making $190 out of this trade. Nothing to complain about, nothing crazy. This was a base hit, and those are the ones that put us in the Hall of Fame. And another trade that I closed today, guys, and this is a bag that I finally got rid of, was with Path. So what happened in the case of Path? Path went up a lot today, guys. The stock of this company went up today 5.79%. And take a look at what happened here, guys. This was a quick transaction that I had to carry out today. So what happened? On September 9, I purchased, because I was holding the bag, guys, but this bag ended up paying off for me. So on September 9th, I purchased 50 shares at $55, paying $2,750. Then on September 21st, I purchased 50 more shares at $52.52, paying $2,625. I ended up investing in this trade when it comes to these 50 shares, $5,375. And since I was holding the bag, on October 5th, I decided to sell a covered call, the 60-back call that expires on November 11, and I was paid $145, all right? So follow me here, guys. So, and since Path went on an absolute tear today I had to buy back the covered call that I had sold. So I paid $225, getting, let's say, taking a loss of $80 because I ended up buying back the call that I sold for a higher price relative to the price that I was paid for. So I took an $80 loss. However, I was able to sell my 100 shares at $58.16, and I was paid $5,816. So I invested $5,375 purchasing these 100 shares. I was paid $145. I had to take a loss of $80 in order to buy back the covered call that I had sold, and I made $441 selling out of my 100 shares today. So long story short, guys, I ended up making $360 overall out of this trade. So I ended up making today $550. I have absolutely nothing to complain about today's trading session. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500 quickly, guys. We have a lot to go over today, and there is not really much to say about the S&P 500. We have a brand new all-time high at 4,683 points. The relative strength index of the S&P is at 85 points, so we are severely overbought, and the S&P went up today 0.42%. So we are going to see a retracement anytime soon, I hope. And in that case, I am going to keep a close watch on 4,624 points, which acted as lower support in yesterday's trading session. There is not really much to say over here, guys. We need a pullback as soon as possible. That's all I can say in the case of the S&P 500. When it comes to the NDX, the Nasdaq 100, we have a brand new all-time high. This is unbelievable, guys, for real. And the NDX went up today 1.25% and closed today's trading session at 16,346 points. And take a look at the RSI of the NDX, guys, 91 points. I mean, this is the highest, guys, that the RSI of the NDX has been throughout this year. So this is starting to be a bit worrisome. I gotta be very honest with you guys. So in terms of a pullback, I would say that the first important spot to keep a close watch on would be the area in which the bulls failed, and I am quoting failed, in yesterday's trading session at 16,158 points. If that area of overhead resistance that now should act as a new support happens to be broken to the downside, then I am going to be looking at 16,000 points, but we need a pullback as soon as possible. As well, in the case of the NDX, we are severely, but I mean severely, overbought. And now I wonder, guys, what is going on in the case of Uber and Square? Let's go ahead and take a look at Square. So this is live reaction, guys. I haven't seen anything about the earnings reports that I am going to go over in this video. Square, and Uber. And then I am going to go over Ocugen, AMC Entertainment, and Shiba Inu. So what happened in the case of Square? Jeez. This is a huge drop, guys. $241. So no, it isn't a huge drop, actually. It is a $7 drop. So Square went down today 1.99%, and it closed today's trading session at $247.46. So let me pull up the 1 day, 1 minute chart, because this chart is going to let us see what is going on over here. So Square dropped down to $235, and now it's trying to recover, guys. It is trading at $242. A bit close to the closing price of today's trading session. So what is going on with Mr. Jack Dorsey over here? Let's see if I can find the information handy. So Q3 adjusted EPS came in at 37 cents, missing the estimate of 39 cents. So they missed on EPS. And sales came in at $3.84 billion, up from $3.03 billion year over year. I don't have the competitive, guys, when it comes to sales for Square over here, right? And total sales, excluding Bitcoin, came in at $2.03 billion versus $3.84 billion in total sales. Okay, that's fine, but where's the estimate? I don't have the estimate, guys, for sales. And do I have any information guidance related over here? Let's see. Q4. What is Q4 at? Come on, Jack. Show me the information. No, I don't have the information about guidance here. Square misses in revenue in line with Q3 earnings estimate. Let me see over here. So no, this is a video of CNBC. So it was a decent earnings report, guys. They only missed on EPS, and not by much, only by 2 cents. And I don't have the competitive when it comes to, I don't have the estimate when it comes to sales. So let's see what could happen tomorrow in the case of Square. I'm going to pull up the 4-hour chart. And if a Square drops tomorrow, guys, that I would say is the most likely scenario. I would, because every single stock, and I have been saying this here on the channel left and right, guys. I mean, 90% of the stocks that have already reported earnings, even though they have reported better than expected results, have dropped, guys. Let's just face it. There are a few exceptions, such as Tesla, right? But, and I don't know, and car. But other than a few stocks, guys, the average reaction throughout this earnings season has been to the downside. So the relative strength index of Square, guys, is at 29 points. So the stock of this company is already in oversold territory. So $238 would be an interesting spot to pick up some shares of Square. We are talking about a former area of support back from early September and also back from early July. And we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Square failed back in early April. So if we happen to purchase shares of Square at $238, then a possible price target could be $252, guys. $252 is a previous area of resistance back from early October and also back from early July. So from $238-ish up to $252, we could be taking a 5% profit trade. Nothing to sneeze at. I still need to take a deeper look at the earnings report of Square because I didn't see any information guidance related. But the market seemed to be, let's say, kind of happy with this report because, Square sold off aggressively down to $235, and now it is pulling up a bit, and it is trading at $241. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Uber, guys. And I haven't seen anything, but I haven't seen anything. I don't want to see the screen. But I think that Uber, the reaction isn't going to be positive. Let's just put it that way. And Uber isn't doing much after hours. So Uber went down today 0.98%, and it closed today's trading session at $45.27. And we saw, Uber has been very volatile, guys, after hours. It went up to $46.83, and then it dropped down to $42. And as of now, it is trading at $44, close to the closing price of today's trading session. So what happened with the stock of this company, which CEO's last name is impossible to be pronounced? So let's see. What do I have right here? Okay, EPS came in at $1.28, missing the estimate of 33 cents. Let's obviously remember that this is not a profitable company yet, so they are burning a lot of money, guys, and way more than the estimate. So the estimate was negative 33 cents, and they ended up burning $1.28 when it comes to the negative EPS. Sales came in at $4.84 billion, beating the estimate of $4.42 billion. So they missed on EPS and they beat on sales. And do we have anything guidance related? Let's see, guys. Because in the case of Square, I didn't find anything guidance related. So Uber Q3 gross bookings reached all-time high of 23.1 billion, up 57% year over year. That's a solid number right there. And what about users, guys? Do we have information here about users? I don't see it. So reaches income milestone as rights recover. No, I don't have any information guidance related, and I don't have any information when it grows. We have gross bookings, which went up year over year a lot, and I don't have users available over here either, guys. So let me see. No, this is a video. Okay, so this was a decent earnings report, even though I would still need to take a look at guidance because it isn't available as of now. And what could happen in the case of Uber? So the stock of this company, guys, is really having a hard time trying to break out $46.50. That area has turned into a very, let's say, tough overhead resistance for Uber. So in terms of support, guys, I think that the most important spot that we need to keep a close watch on tomorrow is going to be a former area of support back from early May at $43.50. If that area happens to be visited, I think, and since we had a, let's say, decent report, by the looks of it, I still need to take a deeper look at this earnings report. I think that that's a spot in which the bulls of Uber are likely to find support at $43.50. If tomorrow the markets happen to have a positive reaction once the trading session opens, guys, watch out for $46.50 to be broken to the upside, because in that case, I think that the next gap that Uber is very likely to fill is going to be up to $48.32, which happens to be a former area of support back from June. So if Uber were to make this push to the upside from $46.50 up to $48.47, we're looking at a 4% profit trade. Nothing to sneeze at. And take a look at the relative strength index, guys, of Uber. It is at 40 points. It is already a bit low. So we can make the case that, on the flip side, if Uber happens to go down tomorrow and pays a visit down to $43.50, then its relative strength index is going to be even lower. And that is going to increase the likelihood for the bulls of Uber to find support at a previous area of support and then bounce back up. And now let's go ahead and take a look at AMC Entertainment quickly, guys. We still have a lot to go over. And AMC went down today 1.81%, and it closed today's trading session at $40.05. And take a look at this, guys. The bulls, let's say, defended tooth and nail this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart at $39. This is a positive sign. The relative strength index of AMC is at $58. So I'm thinking, guys, that tomorrow we might see another test, tomorrow or in the upcoming days. I think that as soon, guys, as the bulls remain trading both moving average averages on the 4-hour chart, this 50 SMA and this 180 SMA, they are pretty much gathering momentum in order to make a push higher, in order to try to take on $43.50, which is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for the bulls of AMC. We are talking about a former area of resistance back from mid-October, sorry guys, I take that back, and also back from early September. And remember, I'm thinking, I might be mistaken, I don't have the crystal ball, but I think that if the bulls of AMC happen to be able to take on $43.50 on good volume and momentum, the next gap up to $52 is very likely to be filled, in my humble opinion. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Ocugen. And this is the stock of a company that I broke down in one of the videos that we posted last week. They traded Ocugen in a successful way last week, on Friday actually. And some people wanted to get rich by holding Ocugen, and as of now, a lot of people got burned, and a lot of people bought Ocugen at $16 or $18. That was a mistake. Let's just put it that way. And in the case of Ocugen, because the stock of this company rather is waiting for the FDA approval for its COVID-19 vaccine, then this was a classic case of pump and dump, guys. So from last Friday until 2 days ago, the stock of this company went up 78%, guys. So whoever bought Ocugen at 16 or 18 bucks, I mean, this was this was a pump and dump. Let's just put it that way. We got news, and by the way, guys, all of the vaccine makers got killed today. Moderna went down, Moderna went down almost 20%. Pfizer went down as well. Ocugen went down as well. So since Moderna's earnings came out, let's say, weaker than expected, then the markets were relentless with every single one of the vaccine makers in today's trading session. But I think that I read some news over here, guys, about an approval for Ocugen's COVID-19 vaccines. So let's see if I think that the World Health Organization approved Ocugen's vaccine, right? So it says Ocugen's India partnered COVID-19 vaccine gets WHO approval. So let me see if I can see over here. So, okay, the World Health Organization Technical Advisory Group has recommended the emergency use. So they got an emergency use listing status for Bharat Biotech's COVID-19 COVID vaccine. So I think that this is a partner of this company in India, guys. I am not really sure. I am not really sure about this. So the World Health Organization's panel had last week sought additional clarifications from the firm. So this other company seems to be a partner of Ocugen, guys. So I still need to do a deeper research work about this news. And when it comes to the technical analysis, guys, of Ocugen, as of now, the most important task that the bulls of the stock of this company need to carry out, guys, is holding as lower support. This is going to be critical, guys. $9, which happens to be a former area, area of overhead resistance back from early August and also back from late June. And by holding this previous area of overhead resistance as a new support, they are going to be holding this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So I think that as long as the bulls remain trading above $9, they are pretty much out of the woods, and we might see a process of consolidation of Ocugen slightly above $10, guys. So in technical terms, and for Ocugen to be back in the game, the bulls need to reconquer $10.60. $10.60 happens to be a previous area of overhead resistance back from mid-October and also back from early June. And by reconquering $10.60, the bulls of Ocugen are going to be bursting above this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So this is crystal clear for me, guys. If the bulls of Ocugen are able to take on $10.60, and by doing so, also taking on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, maybe we could see momentum kicking back into the stock of this pharmaceutical company, and maybe the bulls of Ocugen are going to be able to fill the next gap up to $14.10, which happens to be a former area of overhead resistance back from early March. That would be a positive scenario. The other scenario, which would be a good night Irene scenario, would be the bulls of Ocugen not being able to hold $9 as lower support and breaking this 180 SMA, the 4-hour chart, which is going to be very negative because in that case, the next foreseeable area of lower support is going to be $6.68. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Shiba Inu, guys. And Shiba was getting killed when I was preparing this video. So let me pull up here. What happened here with Weevil, guys? There you go. Let me see the 4-hour chart. And Shiba is going down as of now 9%. And take a look at these, guys, because I told you, when Shiba hit all-time high at 88, 85, I told you, and for those who are, hodling Shiba, I told you this is going to be a wild ride, a very, very wild ride, right? So down to 43.40, guys. Shiba dropped, and this was this morning, by the way, at, I don't know, at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shiba had dropped 51% from all-time high. Jeez. So I'm thinking, guys, that maybe, this is a maybe, the key word here is maybe, 44.22 might be a deep buy in the case of Shiba. I am obviously not going to bet the farm in this Dogecoin or in this cryptocurrency, but at 43.65, which happens to be a former area of overhead resistance in which Shiba fell on October 24th, that is going to be an area in which I am going to be tempted in order to pick up some Shiba Inu. If that area of support happens to be broken to the downside, then at 29.37, I am going to be for sure starting a speculative position in Shiba. 29.37 acted as overhead resistance on multiple occasions back in October. That is going to be a price in which I am going to be more comfortable. Let's just put it that way in order to pick up some Shiba. If Shiba Inu happens to be able to reverse this horrible downtrend that you guys can see here, on the 4-hour chart, then the next important area of overhead resistance is going to be at 5,900, let's just put it that way, which happens to be a former area of support back from October 31st and also back from October 29. And I ask you guys, I'm going to raise a question here for the Shiba Army Bulls. So what is going to happen first? Either Shiba bursting above 59.43 and maybe filling the next gap up to, let's say, 78.83, or is Shiba going to break the lower support at 44.08? Let's just put it that way, and pay a visit down to, let's say, 30.01. Let's just put it that way, in which case I am going to be a Shiba buyer. So what is going to happen first, guys? What do you think? Please drop a comment down below and let me know. And I'm afraid that I am going to be able to pick up Shiba near 3,000 or 30.44. I don't have the crystal ball, but Shiba is looking very, very ugly on major time frames. Let's just put it that way. And with Shiba Inu, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again. No, not tomorrow. What am I saying? We don't post videos on Fridays. I will see you guys on Monday, once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.